Hey, I'm proud to announce you can now pre-order my book Unlearn and win a chance to hang out with me and get some bonus chapters. Go to humblethepoet.com/unlearn. With ayahuasca, the first thing they said to me was, don't fight it. No matter what you feel, don't fight it. But then they also said like, hey, if you feel like you're going to die, just die.
I got 10 years to fill a stadium, but only 2 minutes to fill your cranium. Humble the poet, signing in.
So I think the first step people have to do is they have to understand what it means to do drugs and what drugs are. And for me, I think it's the more you understand anything, the less you'll judge it. And drugs is no exception.
Do you think the conversation behind drugs is changing with the legalization of marijuana?
I'm not sure the conversation behind drugs is completely changing. I think the idea of prohibition is what's kind of on the mark. So maybe a little bit more than 100 years ago, alcohol was completely illegal in America. That didn't mean nobody in America had alcohol. It just meant all the alcohol that people were getting was completely illegal. Once they legalized it and found a way to make it work with the world, they saw like, hey, we can also make money off this with taxing. I think with marijuana, the challenge was once it goes legal, people can grow it in their backyard. And how does the government make money off of that? So usually these conversations are more about how governments can make money off of it, because something like alcohol and nicotine cigarettes are way more damaging than marijuana, but it took marijuana almost 100 years to become legal after them. And a lot of that has to do with money. Even America, like certain places have gone legal, but there's still guys in jail for selling marijuana, and they're not going to get out of jail once marijuana becomes legal. Now it's legal, a bunch of rich people can own a bunch of stores. We have to stop looking at things as just right and wrong and kind of take a deeper look into it. And with this, a lot of it has to do with money.
Where do you think the desire to do drugs comes from?
I think there's a desire for a fix, and I think the fix is right now is dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is what you get every time you open up Instagram and you count your likes. There's this moment of anticipation, like what's gonna happen, and then you get a little reward. That is with everything. That's with drugs like weed or cigarettes or alcohol or anything else.
So I have heard that you've tried mushrooms.
Yes, I have tried mushrooms. I tried mushrooms in Amsterdam. Yeah, me and my cousin laid on the grass and we just like laid there and listened to music and watched the clouds dance. Again, it releases chemicals that your brain already produces, but it also releases a little bit of DMT. And DMT is pretty much a chemical that's released in your brain when you dream. And it's a chemical that's going to get released in your brain when you die. So when people talk about like near-death experiences, with them seeing the light, them having all these visions, my personal opinion is that's that DMT rush. It's definitely helped me not fear death as much, because I kind of feel like even if I'm being mauled by a bear, at some point that DMT is just going to rush in my brain and I'm not gonna even know where I'm at anymore, and I'll just enjoy my last moments of life. And I think that's kind of the last final gift Mother Nature gives us.
Have you ever had a bad trip? And if so, do you think there was value in it?
Yeah, so I've had multiple negative experiences with mushrooms. So it gives you depending on how strong your stomach is, but it gives you very bad stomach pain. And if you combine that with hallucinating on stuff, it can really have an impact on your thoughts. It can make you hyper insecure. And I feel like having the experience with mushrooms, it's definitely kind of opened a lot of doors in me that I didn't realize existed, nor was I excited to see what was behind the doors. But it was important, and I noticed a permanent change in who I was.
You said you tried ayahuasca?
Yeah, so ayahuasca is translated as the root of death. And
That's great.
And again, going back to the whole idea of DMT, it's what mimics death. My experiences with ayahuasca, I went to Peru. I went to a shaman who was certified by the Board of Health in Peru. Taking ayahuasca and going through the ceremonies that they go through, that's a cultural experience for them.
Oh wait, so it's legal there?
Ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's legal. Not only is it legal, it's a part of their culture. It's something that they do. The Inca people have been doing it for thousands of years. With ayahuasca, the first thing they said to me was, don't fight it. No matter what you feel, don't fight it. And they gave me a bucket to throw up in. They showed me a bathroom if I had to go. They gave me blankets to stay warm. But then they also said like, hey, if you feel like you're going to die, just die. That was something that I couldn't wrap my head around at the time. When things get overwhelming, your first initial reaction is to like grab onto something and like try to maintain some control. And what they kept saying was to not try to be in control. So I think the first 30 minutes I was able to like not be in control and really like kind of see the colors and the feelings that were coming, and then it just got extremely overwhelming. And all I wanted to do was like go to sleep and not have to deal with this anymore. If I closed my eyes, I saw a bunch of scary shit. If I opened my eyes, I saw a bunch of scary shit. Looking back at it now, all that scary shit was stuff that always existed in me, and I needed to see it. And probably since seeing it and experiencing it, I haven't had to do that again.
Do you want to say anything to someone who's trying to do drugs or like wants to?
I think people need to understand the idea of addiction, and addiction doesn't just apply to drugs and pills and weed and cigarette. It applies to anything that people are losing control over and when they're chasing quick fixes. I would not recommend anybody under the age of 25 to get too experimental with hallucinogens and drugs, just because scientifically your brain is still developing until 25. But again, there's levels to this drug shit as well. Be responsible, get education, talk to people. If it's just about having fun with your friends, again, it's gonna come at a price. And, you know, the guys who are having a lot of fun smoking weed every day in my high school, or some of them are still in school trying to figure out how to make a living, and the rest are doing whatever jobs they can get, not the jobs they want. So, and then there's Snoop Dogg, a guy who's probably worth a couple $100 million, and he smokes weed every day. There's pros and cons to all of it. You just got to figure it out for yourself and just be mindful if you find yourself in a place of addiction. And if you think you're not addicted, then you most likely are. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. As well, my book now is available, Unlearn. You can pre-order it now at humblethepoet.com/unlearn. Please share this video with people that you care about and people that you don't. Much love.